Um, Before you invest a lot of hard-earned money on a power unit, we want to give you an honest review on our experience with the Jackery 1000 Explorer. It's not a happy story. We bought our first unit in May before our travels to Scandinavia. We didn't have a need for it then because we have lots of solar, and because it was pretty much light all the time, we had no need to use it. We bought it as a backup just in case there was a problem with the solar, so that we could so that we could use it for the TV, for the Starlink, and to charge up our editing equipment and drones, cameras, etc. We went back to the UK to give my sister a break, as we've said in previous vlogs. So Mark had a need to use the Jackery. This was in August, while parked up in the UK. And almost immediately we realised that there was a problem, which gave us an error code. We contacted Jackery on the 22nd of August to explain that we had an error code. They told us to reset the unit. We did that, but there was still a problem with it. We weren't back in France until the 22nd of September. We then sent the unit back, assuming that we would have a new replacement. So we duly sent it back to Germany, and we then had to wait for Jackery to receive the item, to check the item, and to then send out the replacement. So I'm just gonna, I want everything to be right. So I sent it back on the 22nd of September. We received the replacement on the 7th of October. So we thought, excellent, we're off to go, we're good to go. We then did a little bit of work just around France. And again, because the weather was nice, we didn't really have an awful need to use the Jackery as a backup, because the solar we used was working fine. We then had to go back to the UK so that I could do my share with looking after Mum. So Mark was then parked up in his usual parking spot. And because the weather was really bad, obviously he had a need then to use the Jackery, because he didn't want to drain all of the solar. So just using a TV and the Starlink, which was about 40 watts. I'm going to put up a little video of Mark showing how quickly this unit drained. Now this unit, we noticed almost immediately, was quite loud. The fan was constantly going, whereas the original unit was really quiet. Alarm bells kind of started to ring then, but what was even worse was the fact that within 4 hours it will go from 100% pretty much down to about 40%, just using 40 watts of power. It wasn't right. So of course we contacted Jackery again. My major issue with Jackery and the customer service is that you have to wait 24 hours for each reply. So each time they ask you a question, or each time I ask a question, you have to wait a day before you get any kind of response. Again, I'll put up, you can see by the emails or the messages that were sent via Amazon, just how long this all took. So we were now the 10th of November. when I sent a message. So basically, good day, we are disappointed the replacement Jackery has an error code of F9 and a DC output failure. The fan is constantly in use, is very loud, the maximum pull is 40 watts, and from 100% it drops to 40% in just 4 hours. The last one lasted so much longer, we're having to charge it every day, and we're only using a 12-volt TV and a Starlink. Can you tell me if the replacement was a new or refurbished, as it is worse than the original? Now this one is quite an important one, so again I'll put this up. We have now located the details you provided and truly appreciate your patience. After confirmation with our technical support team, we have determined that there is indeed a fault with the device. So they actually sent out a replacement unit that they were aware had a fault on it. We wasted 3 weeks of travel to receive this faulty unit as a replacement, so you can imagine we're not happy, and this is dragging on and on. Would you like to keep the order and accept a replacement? That's quite important at this point. Would you like to keep the order and accept a replacement? If so, we would be happy to offer you an 8% refund. So they're offering us a brand new replacement and to keep the old unit and to give us 8%. Alternatively, if you wish, you can proceed with the return and refund. So we would get all of our money back. So I replied straight away, can you confirm that the replacement would be a brand new unit? If it's a refurbished unit, we feel we would only be experiencing the same trouble again. Rest assured, the following day, we will apply for a replacement with a brand new device to you. So excellent, we're thinking. So yeah, providing the replacement unit is new, then we will accept your offer with the 8% refund for all the stress involved. They then decide, this was having agreed that we would keep the old unit, the faulty unit, they would send a replacement, and that we would receive an 8% refund. They then sent me a label for return. So, thank you for providing the information. We prepared the return label for you. Please print and download the label, attach it to the return package, and take it to the nearest drop-off location. On the 20th of November, I'm completely confused. Your offer was to retain the old unit, for you to send a new unit. I wondered why they were asking for the old unit to be returned. And again, pointing out that we're wasting 24 hours each message. And I asked them then to check the messages from the 17th of November, where they admitted there was a problem, suggested we keep a new unit, keep the old one, and offered an 8% refund. I apologise if my previous message caused confusion. I would like to take a moment to clarify the situation to ensure we are on the same page. Regarding the 8% refund offer, to avoid any misunderstanding, the 8% partial refund was proposed earlier as a specific offer intended only if you decided to keep the entire order despite the minor issues. So they offered us an 8% refund if we keep the old unit that is so loud that you can barely watch TV and drains in 4 or 5 hours, but they will give us 8%, bearing in mind this is almost €700 worth of kit. So they're saying that despite the minor issues, the return and exchange process, since the device is faulty, the correct solution is indeed to replace it. The faulty unit now needs to be returned to our warehouse. Once the old unit arrives at the warehouse, we will immediately arrange to ship a brand new replacement to you. Please do not worry about the timeline. I have flagged your case as high priority. I will personally monitor your return status and ensure your messages are answered first, so we can get the new unit to you as quickly as possible. So this was on the 21st of November. I've then gone on to explain that previously we lost 3 weeks filming because I had to return the old, wait for the new. This is really causing frustration. And I've confirmed there is absolutely no way that we would accept a pathetic 8% refund on a unit that is unusable. You were aware that this unit had problems and should never have been sent to us as a replacement. So I've asked that we can escalate the issue because it's just beyond a joke. That was the 21st of November. The 24th of November, they replied, it took 3 days. Accept my sincere apologies for the confusion and frustration. I completely understand why you're upset. It appears there was a significant misunderstanding, and I'm very sorry we did not communicate this clearly. It's written down on the 17th of November. Considering your urgent need for a working power station, I have secured a special priority arrangement. They will immediately send out a new replacement, and we can return the old unit because they trust us when we return to France. And they will give us an 8% refund to apologise for the stressful experience and the misunderstanding. So, summary, they will send a new unit now. We return the old unit when we return to France. We will issue an 8% refund when they receive the old unit. We return to France on the 29th, which is what I communicated to them. The brand new unit was received on the 27th. Actually, no, it wasn't received. It was left on our doorstep. And our wonderful neighbour, Liddy, messaged me to say that there's a package left on your doorstep. Would you like me to take it in? So she kindly retrieved the package and kept it for us until our return on the 29th. So DPD, big shout out for you for leaving this electrical unit on a doorstep for 2 days. What would have been 2 days in the end of November. So not great. The problem that we have now is we thought this was all resolved. So this is the new unit. I'm going to put it up here. Oh, this is the new unit. When we got home and received the package from our neighbour, we opened it in great anticipation. When we don't believe it is a new unit, truth be told. There was no cellophane wrapping around it. The electrical cable was kind of screwed up. We think we've been given a refurbished unit again. I've sent off the serial number. I've given them this information about how we received the package. It wasn't how we received our first brand new one. It was more as we received the second one, the refurbished. So this is ongoing. We wanted to get it out there because with Black Friday deals, people may be thinking of buying one of these. Our honest opinion, the stress and anxiety that this has caused us and how customer service deal with it, a lot of the excuses were that they were so busy dealing with new orders that they didn't have time to read the emails or the messages that they were receiving. So doesn't seem to be an awful lot of loyalty from Jackery. We're really, really, really disappointed because we've lost a lot of time waiting for for their units to be replaced from faulty goods. And if asked, would I deal with Jackery again, would I buy the Explorer 1000? And my answer would be no. It's a shame because the reviews are really good. We did look into it before we bought, but I'm waiting now. I've sent in the serial number for this one because she couldn't honestly tell me if this was a new unit or not when I questioned it the other day. So because it's now the weekend, I have to wait when she's checked the serial number for her to confirm this is a new unit. So it's ongoing. But we just wanted to get across before people spend a lot of money on a power unit. Think twice before purchasing a Jackery, because we certainly don't recommend it. So there we go.